And you may find you want to widen the book a little bit. You may decide that this is absolutely perfect. You can keep the inside pages and use them for art journaling or some other form. You could also shred them to use them for packaging, which is what I do with a lot of my scraps. Once I get to the point a punch will not work. And you may have to change your blade a few times, but I have just actually finished writing my first book, and it is posted on my, I broke a piece of that. It's posted on my website, and it's available only in ebook. I don't have any plans of printing it otherwise. And you can see how the page is kind of getting packed in there. Let's see if you can see that, and then in there. So you may, and then you can also sand it. Now, someone asked me if they could use a jigsaw doing this. Probably, but I don't know that you would have more control. And I don't know if you can only go part of the way through, because you don't want to go to the back side of your book. You want to leave the back portion intact. Or at least I do for this project. I might try a double-sided shadow box. That would be kind of cool. Totally cool. They probably heard me banging this. So you just keep pulling. And like I said, you may, you know, depending on what you want to do, you may want to leave a good portion. And to also probably how thick the book is and what embellishments you want to use. Kind of have in mind how you want to do the book. If you want to do it as a memorial, if you want to do it as in honor of someone, or if you want to do it with treasured items. I use things from my stash for the book I just showed you, of things that I was hoarding, things I didn't want to get rid of. And I thought, you know what, I think I'll just make it and I'll set it up. That way I can see it. It'll inspire me. I will be happy. Now I can already see I'm going to need to go under this side where the pages are and glue the cover down. And that's okay. Just pop some glue into there and you're set. Now I'm not going to worry too much about the corners, but I definitely want to have the pages. I want to have the corners shredded a little bit more. One book I altered, which I have a video on, is the technical Bible, where I have my Nook and I have my iPod and my cell phone. Now, I went in and really smoothed down the edges because I wanted it to fit snug. I wanted everything to fit snug inside the book. And I even glue and painted them down, so they're very smooth. But now, this particular book, you can, but I won't be gluing the inside frame of it, except to glue this portion down. Now these would be great to use in a collage or an art journal. So many things you can do. So many things. You don't want to go through to the back of your book. Just keep that in mind. And, you know, the greatest part is that you're recycling, you're recreating, you're reusing, you're recreating, you're making something that, you know, could be used another way. Now that is, I'm probably going to glue that down. I'm going to be putting lace over it, so I don't really, not going to worry about that little mishap, because it just lets you know some things will happen. And you're welcome. You know, you take them as opportunities. Now, if you want to get the corners very, very clean, you will need to keep cutting. You will need to use patience, and you will need to use probably some sandpaper, a sand block. And I do not recommend the little dainty ones. I recommend you going to a hardware store or to a hardware department and buying a heavy-duty sand block. This is not for your little toys, I like to call them, for paper art. It's just, this is pretty strenuous on those. They're great. Those products are great. Don't get me wrong. I have a wonderful close to my heart kit for distressing. I absolutely love, but I wouldn't use the sanding block and file on this, because this is very heavy duty. I'm going to go deeper. I'm cutting at an angle at the corners because I intend to leave some of the corners. And see what kind of effect that has, just to leave that there if you choose to. Now, I am probably not going to go much deeper in this book. It's, I got a pretty good shelf here, so probably just a few more pages and then cleaning it up. And when you get down deep, especially if it's a thick book, you may even need to, like I said earlier, some tweezers to go back. My husband watches this video. He's going, oh, I can't believe you held it that way. Oh my gosh, you could have cut your hand. But he's been around for the other books, so he'll be in shortly. He gets used to it. We have sons. Super glue works really well on a lot of cuts. I advise you not to drink and work on these projects. I have some tea close by because this will make me very dry. And I wear a mask to do this, but I'm not today because I want you to see, to be able to talk to you and see how I do this. Okay. Let's see. Get some of the stragglers out of there. Okay, that's probably all that I want to do with this. Now, this would probably be better if I had taken some more out and not left so much of a frame. But, you know, any size is perfect. And, you know, if you go and Google altered books, you get everything from art journaling to people that actually cut per page. And they're magnificent. Oh, my gosh. Talking about patience. Ah! Amazing, amazing work that they do with the pages and how they create with them. Oh, they're just a work of art all by themselves. A fun thing to do is, like, if you're an older person in your family had a treasured book and you found the original or something like that, and then you found a newer copy of it. Take the newer copy and alter somewhat and give them the original book as well. I did that for my husband's grandfather, who as of today is still with us. The grandparents are in their mid-90s, and he mentioned a book one day that he read, his first, I think it was his first book that he actually got from a teacher, and he told me the name of it, and I went and found the book and purchased it for him, and he's legally blind, but I gave him the book. It was not in print anymore, and gave it to him, and I think it was better for me than it was for him. Now this little piece here I will glue down, and like I said, I'll probably cover up. You can decoupage that in. If you make a very bad blender, or you think it's a bad blender, use it for your opportunity. Use it as an opportunity, as my friend Paula says, a flopportunity, and work with it. Now I'm just going to finish cleaning out some of the edges. May sand a little bit just to make it smoother, but that is what basically you do with cutting out the inside. Not a big deal. See, I told you. Told you. Whoops. Now these pages are not glued on the side because I wanted to leave that roughness. Now if I can get a hold of the book. And I see a little gap right there. So I'm going to tuck that in with some glue. Ooh, actually it's coming apart as I go, so we'll glue that down. And then I'll clamp it. Oops, and put my lid on. I want to smooth that out. Put that glue in there on my finger. I'm going to smooth that out too because I really want my pages rough. So that will totally work. And I got glue all over me. So I'm going to clamp it, and don't worry about if you get glue and stuff on it. You're going to be working with it more later. I just took that off camera, didn't I? So sorry about that. So this is what the altar book looks like. I mean, very simple. And I'm going to simply clamp that down. Now, my suggestion is that you glue this and then put something heavy on it or clamp it overnight and let it dry, and then touch up any places needed. May reclamp it for 30 minutes or an hour, and then start cutting and be ready to start distressing and so forth. So got a nice little pile here. I'm going to stop here for part 1, and then we will follow up soon with part 2. So if you have any questions, please send me a note. I'm so excited. This is so much fun. So much fun. You'll find books that are water damaged, books that are, cannot be repaired, and you can recycle them. I use children's books all the time in my mini albums. They're great chipboard, and many times they're chewed on or whatever, and you can just slightly sand them down, and you are so ready to go. So this is the beginning of fun. So I will be back with part 2 and teaching the class, and I'll give you more information about all of that, and I will see you later. So go, recycle, reuse, recreate, and remember, it's rockin' awesome when you do. Ha ha, yay. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.